Okay, this is GDO, Gold One International. I'm just going to put pitchfork on it there, and okay, that looks like a pretty good pitchfork, because if I just extend those parallel lines out, I do get a couple of good touches along there, so that's so I'll go with that. Okay, I'll look for a high volume bar. There it is there, so I'll mark the top of that off, and looks like we're above that, so that's a positive. And here's a little example of a low volume test bar there. Nice test bar going into a low volume bar going into previous high volume area, finding no supply, ending high. When we normally wait for confirmation, we want it closing higher on a bit more volume, but it hasn't let us do that. It's just gapped up straight after that. So but anyway, we've got markup. We've got, these look like weak bars that are full of selling, closing towards the lows rather than the highs, and the closes are getting a bit compressed, and that's on volume. So that looks like it's being sold into on demand accumulation, markup, distribution, and we're just missing the median line as well, so that's not too good. If you can't make it to the median line, then it's probably going to come back to the lower time of the pitchfork, and you've got a gap there, so that will probably fill, I think, at some stage. But it has cleared these highs here as well, so maybe we'll just see if it where it retraces to, and if it can if it finds any supply further. It goes looking for supply further down, but I think it's going to the bottom of this pitchfork at the moment. That's because if see, it's cycled up from the medium, cycled up, down, and back up to complete one cycle, but it hasn't quite completed it. And if that doesn't hit there, then you've got good old Hagopian's rule says if it pivots before it should, it normally goes past the previous pivot. So I would say that it probably there's a good chance that gap will fill, but we'll just see how it goes. You've got support on the bottom tine, you've got support at the old high, so maybe it'll support there, but these up thrusts are weak bars, and you've got a weak bar just missing a median. Next we have Horizon Oil. What have we got here? I suppose if we put some reverse fibs on there, where are we at? We're above the 50 fib, so that's okay. Clear the 38, and we're up there in the last one, 23.6 or the 76.4, whichever way depends which way you put it. So that's not bad. I might just zoom in. It looks like it's been traveling in this channel here for a while, so if we zoom in on there, try and pick out high volume bars where we had a fair amount of volume on this bottom here, so that's good. Might put a couple of pitchforks on there. If I do that and that, bang. Okay, so it's completed a cycle, and it's oscillating around the median of this fork. Hasn't decided which way it's going, but it's an uptrending fork at the moment. You do have one, if I do take that high, that low, that high, or if I take that high, oh look, we get an exact touch right on the median there, so that's completed a cycle. I'll put a trigger line on there, it's broken, and that's actually horizontal, so that's not too bad. The only concern is all this volume here at the top coming in, and you're getting some weak bars there as well, so that would suggest, I mean, you're in an area of distribution where it's been sold into before. So we zoom in and try and work out where our strong bars are and our weak bars are. Get rid of. So we had this high volume bar push up through there, so I'll mark off that high, and that's now, yeah, now it's, you've had all this volume, that's gone up on volume, but it's been a big up thrust. There's lots of selling in it. It's gone up again on volume, but it's still got some selling in it, and these closes have started to compress and go down again. It's had another go, but on less volume again, so that's it's looking suspiciously like distribution, and that actually catches that high over there as well, so which is why. So it has finished the week on its high though, this last bar, but be it on less volume. But you'd really want it to clear that, so it could be absorbing volume from the left, and when it has come back down, it has come back down. This looks like a long test bar on lowish volume. It's not that low, so, but then the next bar was very low volume, so supply drying up maybe, price increasing on a little bit of extra volume, so and it could gap over there if it wanted to keep going up, but you'd want to make sure it does first. It's probably not the safest place to be buying right up the top there, and if it did want to come back, you've got, I'd probably be looking at the bottom there of of these other bad volume bars. It might want to come back and test in there. You've got the and you've got the upper tine of this fork here, so it might come back and retest on there as well, or it might just continue up. If it does break up, it'll probably keep oscillating around this median for a while, but it's probably not the safest time to be buying it. Now this is KIK. Just draw a couple of trend lines here. Looks like it's got away from this, starting to move away out from this, these two peaks there. Looks like it's making bouncing off the last low there, so that's okay, I suppose. If I draw another trend channel there, trend line there, oh, missed. Got this little bit of a uptrend, really small one happening there, and you can see you're coming up to the top of this little channel here, and you've got spiking volume at the top, so, and price isn't going very high, and it's actually come down on the next bar a little bit, so that's probably telling you it's just near the top of that channel there, so possibly we'll come back. I might do a pitchfork just to see. So possibly down to the bottom of the pitchfork there. I suppose if the next highest volume bar is the one beside it there, so that's, maybe it'll try and support there, but yeah, that but anyway, that looks like it's being sold into, and it's going to come. I'll just take all that off. You know, that's probably not the safest point to be buying at the moment, but overall it's not a very exciting chart. This is ORM. I've gone to the weekly chart because the daily chart sort of, it's really hard to, looks like a very illiquid stock with price moving all over the place, so I've gone to the weekly just to give us a bit of an idea. Sort of got that top resistance line there, we've got one there working against you. We've got these really spiking volume up bars here, and they are well, this first one's full of selling. We know that because prices hasn't really been able to close above it. It did once. It hasn't really been able to close above there since then. That was sold into in a big way. And then again, here's another one, another high volume bar. If I put the resistance line right on that, it's sort of it has sort of supported there, but after all this big sell-off here and all this big volume, there's been really no demand in the stock, and it's just rolled over on low demand, and it sort of had a bit of a rise there, but it's, look, there's nothing. If I get rid of those big volume bars, we might see some differences in the individual bars, but no, there's, what's that, 720, under a million traded. It's not very liquid, not a lot of interest shown in the stock. There's low supply, I suppose, very low supply, but I think the smart money sold out of it here, and they just haven't moved back into the stock at all since then, and it's rolled over on those low demand, and it's there's no reason to think that it's hit a bottom yet at the moment. But at the moment it's resisting on, supporting on the 15 cent there, which is where this high volume bar is, and I suppose low supply down in that area. I've got, looks like a little test bar there, and price has gone up, but so that's not too bad, but it really hasn't been acted on. It's gone up as a consequence of low supply. If supply is really low, then up is the path of least resistance, but it's going to need a bit of demand to overcome any form of resistance, and it's just hasn't come into the stock yet. Okay, this is UNX. Okay, I might just put resistance level here at this really high volume bar right on the bottom of it. Might put one on the close and one on the high. So but you can see this the support resistance line on the bottom has come in as support and resistance, and it's actually, now that price has come down to it here, it's actually looks like it's trying to come in and support off that line. I might try and pick some that are a bit closer, like this one here. That's come, that high volume bar there has come in as support, and yeah, you've got a lot of volume in here and price going down, so that's a lot of bad volume, and so that's going to take a bit of overcoming, I would imagine. Got your 2-bar reversal there, as smart money have just sold that down, and you do have some volume coming into this bar here, and then price going up, so there's hidden buying in that bar, and the lows of the next 2 bars have been supported, and then price has gone up, started to go up, but it's still resisting. The top of that bar is offering some resistance at the moment, so yeah, there's a lot of buying coming in at the bottom there, so that's probably, I'll probably go as far as to say is that's probably a risk there at the 33 cents, and your major resistance at the moment is that 46 cents. But you got all these bad volume bars here that are gonna be working against you, so it's going to take a bit of time, I think, to overcome that. You have got a gap just above you, so at 48 on the weekly. Yeah, that's so I think that's about as much as I can say on that. You've got you can probably draw another little resistance line there, a support line there, that possibly might come down to, but I'd probably say the 33 cents is safe as support at the moment.